great World Cup sides. Pele's Brazil, Spain's tiki-taka masterclass of 2010, and England's 66, of course. Even the great losers get remembered. Hungary's magnificent Magyars in 1954, the Dutch total football of the 70s, and the divine ponytail at USA 94. Forget about them. What about the great losers of World Cup history? Enter Zaire 1974. Their qualification for the tournament was hardly a surprise, Zaire being African Cup of Nations champions in 1968 and 1974. They dominated the qualifiers to become the sole African representative at the 1974 edition of the World Cup, hosted by West Germany. Zaire, now the Democratic Republic of Congo, was under the dictatorship of longtime friend of the US, Mobutu Sese Seko, after years of Belgian oppression. The team were treated like royalty for their successful qualification. The Leopards entered the tournament with optimism that soon turned out to be misplaced. They started respectfully, losing 2-0 to a Scottish side, boasting talents such as Kenny Dalglish and Dennis Law. This was when things started to go wrong. Match payments weren't received, and the players threatened to mutiny. The match against Yugoslavia, their second group game, eventually went ahead, and the African side produced one of the worst performances in World Cup history. 3-0 down after 20 minutes, the Zaire coach decided to replace goalkeeper Kazidi with second choice Dimbi Tibulandu, all 5'4" of him. The match ended 9-0 to the Yugoslavs and could have been much more. This is when things started to turn ugly. All-round great guy Mobutu was furious and informed the players that if they lost by 4 or more to defending champions Brazil, they would be exiled from Zaire. At 2-0 came one of the most infamous moments in World Cup history. Brazil lined up a free kick. The ref blew his whistle, and Zaire defender Mwepu Ilunga broke ranks to boot the ball as far as he could. He was duly booked, and many claimed African naivety.
It was a bizarre moment of African innocence.
In all reality, Ilunga was probably wasting time to avoid being excommunicated from his home country. Zaire only conceded once more, meaning they were allowed to return home. Mobutu was furious and cut off all football funding. He turned his attention to boxing and hosting the Rumble in the Jungle between Muhammad Ali and George Foreman. Congo have not returned to the World Cup since.